So, by all accounts, Gareth has told Jadon Sancho, there you go, he is lucky to be in the England squad. Sancho has failed to fire since a £73 million move. A lot of money, not his fault, to Manchester United this summer. England go to Andorra on Saturday week, and then they take on Hungary 3 days later in World Cup qualifiers. Trev, 2 games. All right, Hungary's not that easy, but it's a couple of decent games to be part of. Yeah. And Jadon will get his chance with a bit of luck.
Yeah, and I understand why Gareth put him in the squad, even though his form probably doesn't deserve it, if that's the right word. Massive price tag. I think if Jadon Sancho wasn't in the squad and Gareth had to give a reason for that, I think it'd be very difficult for him to give a reason and for Jadon not to be absolutely slaughtered in the newspapers and to generate a lot of attention. I think this is almost the easy thing to do. For Gareth, to get him in the squad, put your arm around him, get him out of that Manchester United environment, because it's a huge environment. I remember Andy Cole saying to me, because I went to the Lilla show with Andy Cole, so we was good friends from a young age. I remember Andy saying when he went from Newcastle to Manchester United that the difference and the expectancy and the pressure was ridiculous. And I think even though he's gone from a Champions League playing football club, Borussia Dortmund, over to Manchester United, I think with the expectancy and everything that comes with that, I think he's just struggling a little bit to deal with it. Now, his performances haven't been great, and I'm not sure they're getting better. But I think because Gareth's got so much in the bank, because he's done so well with England, he's able to make a couple of calls like he's made with Jadon, bring him in the squad, get his arm around him, get the lads around him with the England squad, and hopefully that might be the catalyst to change his fortune and change his form.
Are you surprised that Greenwood's not in the squad, Trev?
Yeah, I am surprised, but again, I don't think that's a football decision. You know, he's come out and said he's a young man, his body's still developing, and so on and so forth. Which I heard just that earlier about Wayne Rooney, he's 20-odd games at that age. I would say the reason why Mason's not in the squad is because they're waiting for him to mature a little bit. Not physically, I'm talking about the way he is. You know, growing up a little bit. And I know he's playing for Manchester United, and that's a huge amount of pressure on the young man's shoulders. But I don't think his relationship with Ollie, Gareth and Ollie's relationship, I think they're in discussion, and they're not quite happy that he's in the right place yet to be put in front of the England media.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Bellingham, I don't understand why he's not in there. And Greenwood, for me, is a natural finisher. Let's see what Gareth had to say about his decision not selecting them.
They don't come as a pair, but they're both similar situations in that they're young players with a heavy load at the moment. I've spoken with both of the players, and both feel, Jude at the moment has got a high level of matches. He's playing Champions League games, he's playing league games. As an 18-year-old, he had a full season last season, then into European Championship, so no break. We have to remember that these lads are still physically growing. So when we're talking about young player development, we've got to be really careful how we handle them and make sure that these are 2 players we think can be really exciting players for England for the future. But we don't want to overload them, and we've got to be making sure we make the right decisions.
Trev, looking at the fixtures, and I'm not being disrespectful here, but looking at the fixtures, is this not where you put kids in, and Maddison and Greenwood and Bellingham, and play youth against these 2 games coming up? Because on paper, easy peasy.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to do that. I think, listen, Gareth, he's got a nucleus of a squad there that he wants to keep in there. And I think Jesse Lingard being back in the squad, I think that's a positive thing because he deserves it. He's been getting a lot of playing time at Manchester United. He's been doing well. The assist again for Ronaldo late on in the game for Manchester United the other night, I thought that was excellent. The fact that he's in the right place, he's a selfless player. You want players like that around the squad. I have to disagree with Gareth. I think Mason Greenwood will be like that when he's 35, and I think Jude Bellingham's shape won't change. I think both of them are pretty much where they're going to be for the whole of the career. Mason might put on a little bit of muscle. I don't think he will, because he'll take away a little bit of his agility and his balance. And Jude, he's a man anyway. He's a boy in a man's body. So I don't think that's a good enough reason to leave them out. I think Jude should be in the squad and get more experience.
Just on Mason, Trev, what does he have to do and I'm not talking just goals, because we know he's a natural finisher, either foot.
Yeah.
Has he got to get involved a little bit more in the build-up, or is he just simply a predator?
No, listen, he's got a lot more to his game for me, Mason, and he's proved that already in last season and this season. I think he can run at plays. He's a natural finisher from both sides. He's a creator of goals as well. He can take players on. He's got great energy. I actually feel the balance at Manchester United is a little bit off since Ronaldo came in. I think the results have been good in general, but the balance is not quite there. And maybe that's bringing in Sancho as well, because you look at Sancho's stats. I've mentioned this before to you, Al. He's more. He provides more goals and assists from the left-hand side, yet he started him on the right, and then all of a sudden it's not working out and he's putting him on the left. It's been a difficult introduction to the Premier League and this season for both players, but obviously Ronaldo scoring for fun, so kind of takes the pressure off him. But when you look at the way that Manchester United are out of possession, I don't think Ronaldo brings a lot to the table, and it's a difficult one to adapt, and Ollie's got to use all his nous and all his coaching ability.
Got to be, I'm sure his door's getting kicked in, because at the other end of the scale you got Cavani saying, hey, don't forget me.
Yeah, and there was rumours about Cavani possibly going to West. I'd take him at Manchester City. I think he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect. Listen, he'd be a great player to have and dovetail with Antonio at West Ham. But also, again, we've spoke about it many times about Manchester City needing that fox in the box. I think if they had a striker and a natural predator finisher against PSG in Paris the other night, I think they win that game. They were so good. I mean, I watched the game, and as much as you can be satisfied watching a team getting beat, I was, because I thought they were dictating play, they were dominating individually, collectively, the ball. And I was impressed with Manchester City's performance. It's a shame that they couldn't have finished the chance with Raheem off the bar, and then when Silva followed up. But in general, that was a very, very good performance. And on another day, they could win that game.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.